Hey everybody, welcome back. We got Logan and Josh here. We are here for our final video. The plan is to react to the Kickstarter numbers. And holy
wow!
Yeah.
There's
our reaction. Crazy. Yeah.
$874,000 at the time, and this is amazing. You guys, I don't think any one of us thought we would get to those numbers at all. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I was just, I'm floored. This is awesome. We're approaching undertow numbers now, and splice and dice off in the distance, and it's just insane. Like, I can't believe it. The comments, it's so crazy to watch the comments and people just throwing. I want another set of dice and another set of dice. It's awesome, guys. I can't believe it.
So much fun. You guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you.
So really quick, the rundown for today.
Yep.
So we're going to talk a little bit. We're going to open it up for Q&A. So if you've got any pressing questions, please send them to us now, and we may or may not have a chance to get to them. We're going to talk about what we just unlocked, the stretch goals. After we're done here, we're going to send you over to Salem and Chesney. They are standing by, ready for the quiz of the week.
Yep. That will be fun.
We are giving away free Hoplomachus games. The trivia banner should be showing up, but if it doesn't, it's trivia.chiptheorygames.com/Victorum. Okay. All right, and we'll give you a couple minutes warning before we get to send you over there. All right, so we just passed, we're about to pass 875. Should we show them what it's about to be unlocked?
Sure, why not? So we've plowed through so many stretch goals. We've gotten some awesome new event cards, and I talked about in the last stream my favorite things that we're unlocking, which is the opportunity cards that give you opportunity chips. So at $875, we're about $600 away right now, we will be unlocking the Fast Start opportunity. So the opportunity itself is to win an event using only archers and tacticians, the two units that can sort of act the turn they come out. Tacticians, of course, can move, archers can attack. So this is the Fast Start event. You can only use those two unit types. You must win the event, and if you do, you unlock the special tactic, Prepared. So the Prepared tactic, which is also awesome, lets you play on a unit, and that unit can move and attack as if it were not dazed. So you can throw out a unit like a defender or an attacker that typically can't do anything the turn it comes out, throw this tactic on them, and suddenly they're off and into the fray. They can move, they can attack, they can do all that good stuff. It lets you get that little bit of an edge in some very critical moments. So very excited for this one. Again, it just jumped up. So we're about $250 away.
That's so crazy.
I'm so excited about these opportunities, and they really add a nice twist to the game, and they really add that nice customization, getting those units that you can only find within the deck of opportunities, so they will be few and far between, but kind of like the trove loot, once you get the opportunity to get it, then Well,
it really makes the whole rest of the game a little bit different. It's that extra thing to think about, like maybe you can take those chances that you otherwise wouldn't because of that little advantage.
I love that it's something that then it's reoccurring. Like you can use it, you can seek it out after it's in that pool. You're able to access it when you feel like you want to. So, very neat.
I forgot to mention also that after the trivia, I will be here playing the last stretch. Now, I've played Bing Shing, and I'm still alive. I've just got a few more weeks to go. You will be able to see Kunlun, Parthia, and the Amazons arenas as I head into Vesuvius. So I'm super thrilled to possibly have a chance of taking down Tautier. So please join me for that as well.
Yeah, I have to just say, it's so fun to see a little bit closer to final stitched mats. I know you've seen them already, but like just staring at them here, we've got a lot of prototypes still coming in, and so we have like maybe in the near future we'll be able to picture the stitched bigger mat that's coming. It should be here within days. So much is already coming together, so much further or sooner along in the campaign. It's really cool.
Unbelievable. So we're still waiting for those Q&A questions to roll in. Since we don't have any at the moment, we're going to go ahead and start talking about the $900,000 stretch goal. So this is a hero, and we've shown you the art, and we've shown you it's coming from Vesuvius. I don't think we've hinted out exactly who it is. We gave you subtle hints, but I wonder if anyone's figured out who it is yet. But we really would love to see this new hero make it into this game. I'm super excited. You know, when I first, when you and I were working on the game, we came up with the heroes for each of the regions, and it's somewhere along the line we were like, well, wouldn't it be cool to have an 8th hero for that Vesuvius region? And, it's possible that we'll look a little bit deeper into Vesuvius in the coming months or years. But right now, we are super excited at the possibility of getting this hero unlocked and in every single copy of Victorum.
You're all just dead set on making us do more work, aren't you? Here we thought 900,000. We'll put that hero up there. We won't have to develop an extra hero. You just, you can't let us rest.
Last night, I had this vision of what I could tease today about. I was like, could I make a graphic rendering of a volcano that spit out lava dice? Because that was the winner suggestion for me. When we did this original campaign, we did the teaser of we were joking clearly of the $1 million stretch goal of a real lion to spar with that everyone would get. And we joked about you crossing that out and saying we wouldn't do it, and we're just kind of wildest dreams that we're back here again and we're actually within 100K of that potentially, and I'm just so floored that we're even approaching 900K. So this is awesome, and maybe we'll tease a graphic of something that will never happen.
$1 million stretch goal. Everybody gets a copy of Fireball Island for Vesuvius.
There we go. That's the model I will use to, that's great.
Just a quick word on the game itself. I'm super excited about the Kickstarter and the numbers that we're seeing, but I'm also equally as excited about how well this game is coming together.
Yep.
Mechanically, everything just kind of jumps out at you, and it's yes, we should absolutely do that. Yes, that works so well. And I'm just super excited. Fast forward all the way to March. I can't wait to get this game to you guys and just see your reaction. I almost want you here playing with me, but you will join me shortly as I watch. Yes.
One other shout out I wanted to do, and I saw it mentioned in the comments, I thought it was really good to note. While we were doing in our last update, while we were making a push and reminding any $5 backers that were planning to pledge more to do so, I wanted to say we know there are plenty. This is why we come up with this pledge level. We know that sometimes the timing of our campaigns, and there's a reason why we pick the certain time of the month even to do them, but the timing of the campaign doesn't necessarily line with paychecks and all that kind of stuff. And also there's a lot of content here. So we know we have a pledge manager for that purpose, and I just want to put everyone that's sitting at $5, backing their minds at ease. We appreciate that. We appreciate you. We appreciate that level. And so, yes, you will have full access to the pledge manager, and that there's a reason that we create that level. So
Chip Theory
do not
confession
feel
time.
guilt tripped into.
I was a $5 burn cycle backer. That was me. I was between paychecks. I was looking at it, and sometimes it just doesn't happen. It's gonna be there. We're happy to have you along for the ride.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Do we have any questions?
We do. So, will you provide digital hero sheets so we can print it and keep the new booklet as good as new?
I mean, we do a lot of the digital stuff for all our games. If in the past, if you look at what we have for resources online, there's very little that, if anything, that's not digitized. So, my first answer to that, obviously, we have to make this game first, but I would be why not? So, yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That's a good question. Yeah.
Next question. What happens to opportunity gladiators once they die? Do they go in the chip bag? Sometimes. So they all behave differently. Some of them have some different keywords that you may not have seen yet because they only appear on opportunity gladiators. So I will say at their base level, they will behave like other units. So if you lose them, they would go into the bag, pending other modifiers that may or may not appear on their chips. So that's sort of an answer.
Sure, there's a skill on them that actually has them removed from play after use. Is that
Some
right?
of them. So, again, there are some different skills that will interact with that in different ways. I will say there is one that we're playing with that has a skill called Undying. He's not the strongest unit you'll ever get, but what the Undying skill means is You can't sacrifice him, so you can't get rid of him once you recruit him. And when he dies in battle, even if it's a lethal event, he will come back to your camp, face
awesome.
down. You can't use him again that combat, but he doesn't permanently die.
Love that. So put him out front, you know, you can commit him, but again, you're giving up a stronger unit. So that's interesting. Yeah. And let's keep on. Yeah.
No, go ahead. Whatever.
Is the hero Eurydice or Persephone? I mean,
there's a lot of. She has a lot of hair. It's very dark hair.
I think we need to let them find out when we get to 900K. But these are good guesses. Ryan, our editor, has been working on all of this, and he had the honor of picking this hero name and feel. So,
Yep.
So to be clear, we're not prevaricating because we don't know. We do know, but we're saving that. We want to tease it a little bit.
Yep.
Will you have playtesting as the game develops?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Will be,
playtesting is very much a part of all of our processes. We do a lot of internal playtesting. There's a lot of rough around the edges, and we just kind of get it to a point where we're ready to start sharing it with. We have a group, a list of people who are actually some great volunteers who have been helping us playtest a number of games all along with us, and we're always looking to add to our playtest family. Shannon is absolutely knocking it out of the park and helping try to, with the communication with the playtesters, and it's really a fun process. But I know, I was just talking to her about playtesting just today, and we absolutely would love to hear from you. I believe we have a link through our support page where you can apply to be one of our playtesters.
Yep.
Very good. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, I really enjoy the house reputation level for Origins for PvP. Is there any plan to incorporate something similar in Remastered?
Go ahead.
Yeah. So we just got informed that 875,000 is unlocked. Woo! We are rolling these out into the game. Let me do the physical act of adding it in. There we go. Yes! All right, so the question. Let's get back to the question.
House reputation.
Right. Okay. So house reputation. That was a fun one. Josh and I, going back to, this was Origins.
Yeah.
It was just you and I. Again, burning the midnight oil, and we had some great ideas for how. I know we were inspired by another game. It's not original to us, but we really liked the idea of, I think it was a handicapping process. And to take it a step further, we created this ladder where you could play the solo trials or whatever, and then kind of see where you settle in at as far as your handicap, and then bring that over to the PvP side of things, so that you and I, however different in our skill, we would still have a very close battle.
So if people aren't familiar with that, it was a way of saying, hey, we've played, two of us are playing PvP on these small mats, again, Origins, and you keep winning. Obviously you're, potentially either really lucky, or you are, maybe better at this, this combat than me. So, now your game just got a little harder. So you've advanced and then based on that, the next plays, that would determine if it evened off, or if I then start being handicapped because I'm winning now, so I'm being brought into the same realm of difficulty. And it was things from reducing the types of drafted units you could have, to number of units, to number of tactics, like all sorts of different things. With with Hoplomachus being on the two giant arenas, there's already a handicap system built in to that. So Origins was needed because the amount of games you played, like you could get through maybe 3 games in one sitting, or more, because they're like 10-minute, 15-minute sessions. So you were playing a lot more of those, and it was more about game count. In this, the bigger settings, it's a whole session, and you're playing, and you have that built in. So I think, if someone is better at it, and you're playing remastered, they're going to fly up that crowd favor track, and they're going to be feeding you with CF tactics or advantages of some sort.
Yeah.
So it's there already. I think that's the best answer right now.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, I think that's a good way of putting it. It's kind of intrinsic to the big mat experience.
Right.
And the need for it without Origins is gone almost, or taken care of elsewhere.
Yep. If in the future there's anything that happens, and again I say it's a big if, because everything during this campaign, everything's been on the table as far as what we've considered. I think we showed you that within the remastered update on how many iterations of what that could look like that we went through. But like, of course there's been talk of like, what could we do with these arenas? Like they're so beautiful. Like if a player could play against another player on these Victorum arenas, that would be incredible. We're not making any commitments to that right now, but obviously if we did go that direction, then something like that could show up. But again, no promises. It's just, it's there, it's content, it's arenas that we want you to use in as many ways as possible. It's just that Victorum is right now a solo game, so we're not going to taint that with any other thoughts just yet.
I mean, that's a great point. We have great ideas for what Victorum could turn into. But one of the things we do is we listen to our backers, we listen to our gamers. So we will absolutely be waiting to hear the reaction and the feedback from all of you, because at the end of the day, this is your game, not our game. And we want to make sure we're making what you guys want to play. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Good.
Next question, how advanced do you have the extra game modes you mentioned, and how likely are they going to be in the final product? So, battles against Scions, in large arenas, heroes, champions. Do you want to take that one?
I sort of spaced out for a second.
No, absolutely. So, how advanced do you have those extra game modes that you mentioned?
So, like, this would be when in the porting over from remastered, like from remastered to, and like, there's. I mean, you can talk about it. Like, it's pretty. It's pretty early in development on that stuff.
What we're aiming for right now is parity in the development. So we're aiming to have those heroes in remastered be roughly the same difficulty and challenge level as the flip side heroes are. The Primus, enemies are in Victorum. So we're aiming for those difficulties to align. After which we're going to start plugging them in, going, okay, well, you can take this over and fight it like this, and take this over and fight it like this. We don't see any big hurdles to porting that in, but we're before the playtesting step right now.
Yep.
Yeah, no, very good point. Sorry I spaced out a minute ago, but we did show that small graphic and just show what we were able to do, and we're always working to kind of expand on that, but we wanted to make sure that we under promise, over deliver, especially in this reality. Yeah.
There's a lot that we can do with it, but before promising most of that, we wanna do due diligence on making sure it works seamlessly. So.
Yep, and I think the big thing is making sure they each work perfectly independently,
and
then figuring out all the great ways, and there are so many great ways that they're going to work
well
together.
It's exciting.
Will you make a drink spilling test video like in the original Hoplo?
I worked so hard on that video. Oh my goodness. That was back in the day when that was the apartment complex that I was living in at the time. I was in St. Cloud. It would have been, that's where we received our first shipment of games on the back of a truck that had to make its way through a very, very tight parking lot in a pretty like full apartment complex, like a giant truck trying to deliver pallets of games that then I pulled my car out and parked it in the main lot so they could fit in my one stall garage. I mean that was how way back that was. But
you did a series of videos, so like 4 of them, and the last one was my favorite, the nuts. And funny story, I was just looking for those videos last month, and I couldn't find them. I don't know what happened to them. So we are absolutely going to have to
resurface those.
Yes.
And then compare them to the new ones. Yeah, make some new ones. So that was us just trying to show how resilient the neoprene was. Way back then, not many games were coming out on neoprene. So I was spilling drinks on it, I was spilling ketchup, and then I would just clean it up with water, and I was saying crap between all of them, and then the last one I was spilling almonds just to be silly, but they actually got some traction. Whatever. I think
that should be on the box. The first board game that's Cheeto proof.
Right.
Any possibility of a single storage solution single storage solution,
Say
tongue
that.
twister,
Say
for
that.
all the new and remastered Hoplo
man.
content. So that sounds like a Jove box to me.
Joe Box. You know, we're getting ready to do a reorder on Trove chests. We kind of went through. We've basically sold out of what we have. I will say that when the finished product was on point with what we expected, I was incredibly impressed with how that thing came out. Hopefully, many of you have a beautiful box. But it also seemed that like when it wasn't, or ones that were, it was almost like it was a disaster. Like if it got dropped for some reason in ship, like it almost like it exploded or something. I don't know. So like we're really looking at it hard, because we had a heavy amount of ones that, you know, like our replacement policies, to get to the standard that we have for everything else, we felt like we wanted to make sure we could keep that level with the Trove chests. So that's my biggest concern with before we port any other games over to that kind of a solution, or have a solution like that for any other games. We want to make sure that we can get there with the quality of this box. So we're reordering on that, and then, you know, answers to come.
I also think it's worth noting that right now it's kind of nice that they're separated out. They're two very distinct things for Victorum, for the quick setup, for the, you know, save and go, the, you know, very easy. You kind of want that in its own box. So
We do have our engineers who helped make that Trove chest. He's also doing the guts of each of Remastered and Victorium. And those
Justin.
already are just two almost identical size boxes. So hopefully it already does feel like a one storage solution in that way. Yeah, absolutely.
next up, will the rulebooks have a built-in step-by-step introductory walkthrough like Cloudspire 2.0?
Oh yes. So since we got Navarro on board, he's really helped us, and Shannon, they both, and others, have really hit a home run in helping us overhaul the Cloudspire rulebook, and we love the new style, and we see the value. We always have, but just seeing it in physical form in the rulebook, we want that for all of our games, and I know we're doubling down on that for Burn Cycle. We're very excited about the examples to walk through, and especially, I'm excited for Victorium's walkthroughs. I'm already thinking about, I would love to just kind of show this on the walkthrough. But that's the answer.
Yep, so I think you can expect a very good quick start walkthrough guide that will get you going very, very quickly. And it helps that the rule set is not as complex either as Cloudspire, so you should be able to get going very fast.
Nice.
And I think that's all of our questions for the moment.
So, again, in a minute, we're going to send you over to the trivia. If you're not already there, make sure you create that account. I think you need a name and email to set it up, and then Yep.
You can see the link.
Perfect.
Okay, it's on the screen. So follow us over there, and thanks everyone. This is incredible.
Thank you for an incredible campaign. We are so excited.
Yeah.
Hello, welcome to Chip Theory Games Trivia. Here we are once again. I am joined this time by Salem.
Yep, that's me.
And I'm your friendly neighbourhood gasket, so anybody in chat that has seen me out there in the past, I apologise for my silly remarks, but here we are. So the first thing to say is we have a 5-minute countdown to when the trivia is going to begin. So let's get that going. Get your names and your email addresses in there for us. We will be able to then get you one of 3 copies of the original Hoplomachus Origins. So there aren't many of those left in the world, and you will be able to get one and start playing Hoplo until the Victorum comes out. Obviously you can play it for as long as you want after that. So the delay is going to be a little bit of an issue, so we're going to try and work around it. We are going to be running the trivia absolutely live, so follow your application. So when you are logged in to the trivia, make sure that you are following what is on screen. That is the timing you need to worry about. We will be asking the question and giving the answers as we are able, but with the 30-second delay, we're going to try and work around that. But anything to add to that?
The topic is going to be all Hoplomachus related. So whether you've been following this campaign or even participated in our older campaigns, it's all stuff that anybody should be able to find the answer, so like there's not going to be any hidden, like you have to have opened up a support ticket with us back in 2016 or anything.
Right.
Nothing like that. It'll all be public information.
Right,
and
it doesn't mean to say you can Google it on the spot.
Yeah,
You probably won't have time for those kind of things. But you can play on your phone or your laptop, so it doesn't matter where you are. If you're on a mobile, anywhere in the world, you can join in. And we will be shipping these Origins games to anywhere in the world. So don't worry if you're in the Philippines or in sunny England or just down the road. You can join in. So 3+ minutes before we get started. I want to know from all of you out there what the best part of the campaign is so far. Let us know in the comments and stuff. We'll try and get a few of those through, but this is going to be, I think, probably one of the most interesting ends to a campaign we've had for a while. Splice and Dice was crazy getting to 1 million, but this one it's such a different beast for us with the solo experience out there. It's kind of blown us away how many of you want to commit to what we want as a brand new experience.
Well, I mean, I'm ready to fight a lion, so I'm ready for it. I'll lose, but I'm ready for it.
I've never tried that.
I guess we realized that this campaign might be a lot of people's first experience with Hoplomachus, so a lot of people might not even really know what Hoplomachus Origins is. So with our old Hoplomachus, we released 3 standalone titles: The Lost Cities, Rise of Rome, and Origins. And Origins is the one it's having a lot of its stuff. That's what Victorum, a lot of it is based around. It's got the smaller arenas and a little bit more of a quicker fights. I know Josh mentioned that you can sometimes play 3 to 4 games in a single session because it's a lot more, almost like arcade kind of feel. Like it even had like a King of the Hill, Capture the Flag. Right. So that's sort of where a lot of the inspiration for the Victorum arenas are taking place. So it does have solo. It has a series of solo trials, which sort of get harder and harder. And then it also has PvP. And so you can, it's going to be a 1v1 PvP. So it doesn't have co-op, it doesn't have 3 or 4 player, but solo and 1v1.
Yeah, it's one of the original games that I played when I first joined the company. So I was actually at a couple of historical game shows in Pennsylvania. I think Historicon, if anybody has gone to that, it's a great kind of miniature-based thing, but they also have tons of board games. So when I took along Origins to play, we did a whole bunch of demo games. And the crossover of the strategy, squad-based tactics of that and miniature gaming is actually very close. It's a really interesting premise to be able to play in such a tight arena where you're almost kind of like lining up the choices against the wall and picking them backwards and forwards out of the bag, one at a time, and then being able to play the right thing at the right time. It really did give us a great basis for when we were talking about Victorum and what we wanted to get out of that solo experience. So yeah, really exciting stuff. Okay, 30 seconds to go before the things. So most people's timers will be counting down. This delay obviously will mean you'll probably see that in a few seconds, and we'll be about to go. So we're going to get ourselves ready to start asking the questions. Again, please let us know if our timing on the questions and the answers is massively out.
Yeah.
We're going to try and do the best we can. So I think let's jump into question number 1.
Right. So. Okay, so question number 1 is, which faction boasts Sea Strider as its hero? Atlanteans, Pluto's refugees, Lemosians, or Kunlun? All right.
Great question.
Um,
So Sea Strider. What does that make you think of? No, so these one, all the questions for this trivia have been written by Ryan, who's our lore master here. So we're going to have some really interesting background faction questions, as well as some more factual number-based questions as well. So.
all right, and so I think the first question is wrapped up.
It has.
So the answer for this one is C, the Lemosians.
Exciting stuff. So for those of you that got that question right, that is points for you. Don't forget the points are based on the time that you answer the question. So if you answer it in the first few seconds, you will get way more points than if you answer it later. But don't get the answer incorrect, because you'll get 0. So it's better to get a late correct answer. So let's move on to question number 2. How many people backed Hoplomachus, the Lost Cities? Was it answer A, 101? Answer B, 204. Answer C, 800. Or answer D, 1,006. So, for those of you that backed us all the way 7 years ago, or whenever it was, I may get that completely wrong now. That is not one of the questions for this. You'll probably know that obviously it was a lot smaller than the 550 backers we got in 12 seconds for this campaign, which was, quite frankly, ridiculous. But there we go. Okay, time ticking down. Get those answers in. Okay, so the answer for this one is B, 204. So for those of you that got that one right, you would have got more points for your score. We will be showing off the scores at certain points, probably after 5 and 10 questions, just to see the leaderboard. And then we'll keep the leaderboard hidden through the last 10. And we will open up at the end after 20th question for the winner.
All right. So then moving on to question 3. Which of the following is not a skill type in Victorum? Active, innate, special, ability.
That's a good question. There are skill words we use across a number of different games.
Yeah.
But are they the ones you think they are?
Because sometimes we have crossover between terms. Other times, things are unique. So which one of those is not in Victorum?
So this is for all you players out there that think you know all of the terms. Get this one right.
We have many terms.
Right, we do.
All right, so the answer for question 3 is going to be active. We do not use the term active.
That is a surprising one, actually. Okay, so we'll give a few seconds for that one to sink in for people. If you didn't know, that active is obviously in some of the other games, but not in Victorum. So question number 4. Which of these cities is not one of the factions from Hoplomachus, the Lost Cities? So again, going back to the original base game. Is it A, Atlantis, B, El Dorado, C, Machu Picchu, or D, Xanadu? For some reason, all of those answers make me want to just sing songs, like ABBA songs or something, I don't know.
Is it because Xanadu is the name of a musical?
Maybe. To the theme tune of Waterloo, but yeah, that's just for me to probably live on my own. Okay, so which of these cities is not one of the factions from Hoplomachus, the Lost Cities? And the answer, obviously for those that have played it, is Machu Picchu, which was actually one of the add-on cities.
Had that beautiful lime green chip that we used for
fantastic lime green.
We used for dart and board later on. I love that color. All right, so we can move on to question number 5. What was the first Scion to be unlocked as a stretch goal in the Victorum Kickstarter? A. Calliope. B. The Ultimate Challenge. C. Camazotz. Or D. Zahak.
Again, words that are just great to say.
Yeah.
So
And-
thank you to Ryan for
Yeah.
giving us a lot to say.
And I did try to brush up on make sure all my pronunciation is correct, but I'm not perfect. So apologies mostly to Ryan for if I butcher any of your beautiful names. And so we can go ahead and reveal the answer. The first one that was unlocked was D, Zahak.
It was Zahak. That was, it's quite exciting to get through those early stretch goals really quickly, but it gave Ryan the opportunity to then put a whole bunch of the lore together in the first update. So I think we unlocked I think it was 6 stretch goals instantly, and he had to create this story that made them interact with each other. So thank you again for all of that. Well done to everybody out there backing the game.
All right, and that was question 5. Do we want to go ahead and show the letterboard?
Let's
Leaderboard?
show the leaderboard.
All right. Can you bring up? I just want to make sure it's all working.
Let me open up. Here we go. So I can in fact see the leaderboard. We have G3PO in first place with 399 points. That's outrageous. I call a steward's inquiry. That's a huge score. Second is Capet, unless they're French, and then it's Capet. You never know. Christophe in third with 370, the same as TNJB, 370 points as well. And then just below them is Alper. Alper, I expect more of you in the second half of this, or the second quarter of this competition. And then we have a lot of other names, and right at the bottom you will probably see me with 0 points, because I've got it open and I'm not answering questions. So there we go. Right, so there is lots and lots of points still to play for. So this is literally 25% of the competition so far. So let's move on to question number 6. In which Hoplomachus title were the Titans first introduced? So was it A, Army of One, B, The Lost Cities, C, Rise of Rome, or D, Origins? So where did we first see the Titans? And I know they are some of people's favourite parts of the original 3 base games and add-ons, and it's they really changed the dynamic of what it is you're trying to achieve in a singular game session and in the games. So again, A, Army of One, B, Lost Cities, C, Rise of Rome, D, Origins, and the answer is Rise of Rome. So for those of you that answered C, Rise of Rome, well done you, more points.
That was definitely one of the most, when we first mentioned the idea of remastered, people were like, are the Titans coming back? We
Right.
gotta have the Titans. It's like, of course.
Got to remember the Titans. No, that's a poor joke. Sorry. Move on.
All right, so we're moving on to question number 7. Which hero did Adam use in his Victorum playthroughs? Is it A, Bing Sheng, B, Decimus, C, Kraken Lance, or D, Virago? So hopefully everybody watched all those playthroughs.
Right. If you haven't, then shame on you. But the chances are you did, because you're here for the 3rd episode. So, yeah.
Yep.
The art for these heroes are fantastic. So I know that all of them are good, but the hero that Adam used is probably my favourite art out of all of them so far.
And that hero will be, the answer for that one is A, Bing Sheng.
Sure is. So yes, and Adam will be wrapping up that one with hopefully an epic Scion fight. He has worked his way all the way through, and I think it's been a really good series to follow. So if you haven't followed it, go back and watch the VODs. Okay, let's move on to question number 8. How many strategist pledges were available, not this time around, but during the Hoplomachus Rise of Rome campaign? So again, for those of you that have looking back in past histories, was it A, 10, B, 25, C, 50, or D, 100? So how many strategist pledges were available back in the day, I think is what they say.
Are you saying we haven't always offered 300 strategists?
Well, maybe not. Maybe not. But it was a very exciting thing to have done. Certainly, there was much commotion in the office once we were realizing what was going on.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of fun. And again, to put everybody's thoughts at ease, it wasn't the first time we've spoken about opening up the strategist pledges to more than just 10. So don't worry about that. Okay, so the answer was B, 25, not the regular 10. They were playing around with a number for different campaigns. So there we go. Okay, that is question 8.
All right. So then we will move on here to question 9. Which add-on was available on Victorum's Kickstarter day 1, not added after fan demand? Was it A, alloy dice, B, dice bag, C, neoprene hero tracker, or D, dice tray? So which one of those was added on day 1, but not after fan demand?
Yeah. You all make us add so many things that we perhaps dismiss earlier. And as operations guy, I tried to put alloy dice so far away from people's thoughts, and yet I failed miserably.
You can never get alloy dice away. I mean, I joke about alloy dice for too many bones all the time. Like, oh my gosh, I'm just trying to imagine what that would even feel like. All right, so the answer for that one is dice bag. So the dice bag was added in day 1, and it was not one of the ones that had the fan demand like the alloy dice, which, I mean, they look so cool. I am excited for the alloy dice.
Yeah, the alloy dice do look cool, but the reason the dice bag was there from day 1 is because we really wanted to use that component of the game, and people just love having a really luscious stand-up dice bag. I've used it before in previous games and game systems, and they are a whole lot of fun. Sadly, too expensive to put inside the base game, and not everybody needs one. But yeah, the dice bag's great. Okay, let's move on to question number 10. What was the all-in gameplay bundle called during the Hoplomachus Origins campaign? So was it A, War Chariot? Was it B, Samnite? Was it C, Bloodbath? Was it D, Heavy Hitter? So they like to name all of their different pledge levels. So which one was the all-in? I think I have my thoughts myself, but without checking, I didn't actually know this one straight off the bat. So for those of you that were part of that campaign, you've got a huge advantage. Did you back that one, Mr. Salem?
I did not. I actually, my first, because I didn't work here at the time, my first campaign I had any interaction with was Game to Pick a Game, in which Tink, who I was actually friends with in college, sent me the campaign video, and he was like, we had so much fun making this, and that's when I learned that I knew people who helped make board games, and I got so excited. I'm like, what?
It's great, it's great. So yeah, we're going to move on from Game to Pick a Game, and speaking of, the answer is Bloodbath. So for those of you that got Bloodbath correct for the Origins campaign, all-in package, that is getting you some points. Okay, so 10 questions in, I think it's probably time to have another look at the leaderboard.
All right, sounds good. So let's go ahead and open up the leaderboard here. Do you want to bring it up just to make sure
let's bring it up.
Everything looks good?
Comes up in a few seconds. Oh, we have a change at the top. I knew it was too good to be true, but Holistic Developer, using all those positive vibes to hack in and get the great score of 730 points. That is a really good score after 10 questions. TNJB still following through with 701, and G3PO being a little bit suspect with 666 points. That's bad. Oh, Ryan coming up hot on the heels of third place, 645. So I feel like, looking at the points down, everybody down, oh my god, into the 20s has still got a great shot of getting back in the second half of this campaign. Right, let's not click on the wrong sheet. We do not want to know. By the way, we're up to 879,000 in the campaign. Thank you. Whoop. That's amazing.
All right, so question 11 then, right?
Question 11.
Okay, how many unique arenas are in Victorum? A, 6, B, 7, C, 8, or D, 9?
Interesting.
How many unique arenas?
Now, surely it's an odd number because of Vesuvius, but with a pad, is it double-sided? But if you carry the 1 and cut one in half...
Don't listen to anything he is saying. He will not help you answer this question.
I think that's what I'm here for, right? Okay.
All right. Okay, so the number of unique arenas in Victorum, the correct answer is C, 8.
It is
8 arenas.
And that is double-sided on formats.
Yep.
That is quite deliberately so.
Yep.
But who knows in the future?
Bum, bum, bum.
Bum, bum, bum. Okay. So we are on to question 12. Here we go. What is the name of the Atlantis Origins Arena? Is it Poseidon's Folly? Is it Coral and Bone? Is it Spear of Destiny? Or is it the Island of Bone? So 4 options. Which one is the name of the Atlantis Origins Arena?
I mean, they're all good names.
They are great
They're all
names.
super cool.
But some people get confused with items and usable things in arenas and arena names and character names, and Ryan's very sneaky with this. So, but is he sneaky enough to catch you out? So the name of the Atlantis Origins Arena is A, Poseidon's Folly. So for those who got that right, more points.
Good job. All right. And then we're moving right along to 13. How many acts are in a game of Victorum? A, 1, B, 2, C, 3, D, 4.
They are all numbers. They are in fact numbers.
We definitely thought about switching those numbers around to just make it less intuitive, but ultimately decided, like, meh, okay.
No. Showing that we can count to 4 is a very important part of getting you guys to back good games. We can count to 4.
We can. Not much longer than that, though.
No.
But 4 is a good
But you got
stopping
4 fingers.
Well, speaking of 4, that is the answer. There are 4 acts. 4. 4 acts.
So there we go. So for those of you that now want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, I apologise.
I
We're
want-
gonna move on.
Can I have mine without jelly? I don't like the combination.
Okay, I'll have the jelly, you have the peanut butter.
Okay, perfect. Look at that.
Okay, question 14. How much peanut butter and... No. Damn. I knew I was going to read something incorrect. Which Hoplomachus campaign was the first to offer alloy dice? Alloy dice. The bane of my
They
life.
keep coming up.
They are so good. Is it A, The Lost Cities, B, Rise of Rome, C, Origins, or D, Victorum? Is this the first time we have ever offered alloy dice? I wonder. So A, Lost Cities, B, Rise of Rome, C, Origins, D, Victorum. For those of you that already own some of the alloy dice, you can probably tell why we wanted to add a dice tray to the offering as well. Because there was a point where we rolled one set of dice and they literally every time we threw it, no matter how gentle we tried, it flew off the table. So they have, I think, is it inertia or momentum?
I would say both.
I don't know.
I mean, because
Physics majors, let us know. Extra points for you. Okay, the answer is Origins. So if any of you answered C, Origins, that is correct.
Okay, now we can go on to 15. Guess what it's about? It's about alloy dice. How many alloy dice come in a pack in the Victorum campaign? 18, 20, 22, or 24? Look at that, we're counting higher than 4.
I don't know what those numbers are. I don't have fingers that many.
I don't have fingers. Use your toes. You can at least count to 20
We
that
don't
way.
have toes in England. We're not that rich. Come on. Oh no, that's a Roald Dahl story. There we go. There's a witch's reference for those of you. But we don't need toes where we are. Anyway.
All right. Anyway,
It's
there are 20 alloy dice
There are,
in the Victorum campaign.
There are enough to play the whole game.
So the answer is B for Bravo.
B for Bravo.
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 As in, well done to those who got that question right.
And those that have toes.
Unlike
Okay.
this guy.
I can prove it if you want, but I'm saying the 30-second delay, we might get taken off air. So, question 16. Who created the art used on the cover of Rise of Rome? Was it A, Josh Carlson, known for his crayon use, B, Anthony Letourneau, C, Marcellus Washburn, or D, Christopher Adajar? So, for those of you that have looked into the art direction and art of games previous, who did the Rise of Rome cover? See, this is a really interesting question that we're now actually learning more about previous games than I probably knew as well. So, I think it's really good to see the progression of art and all that stuff, and how much art there is in all of the games now. It is just like immense. I think part of why people love what we do, not just because of gameplay and component quality, but of the immersion of the world that we're in. Okay, so we will keep you on tender hooks no longer. The artist who created Rise of Rome box was Christopher Adajar. So there we go, not our resident artist. Or Josh with the crayon.
Or John.
Okay.
All right. So, question 17. Which faction includes the Meteor Fighter unit? Is it A, Kunlun, B, New Argonauts, C, Pluto's Refugees, or D, Parthenians? That is one of the new units, correct? I do believe it's a completely new unit.
Completely new unit. That makes it double new. That means
Hush.
that means it's yet to be conceived.
I am trying here. I am trying my hardest.
He is very trying. It is correct. Okay.
All right, so the faction that has the Meteor Fighter unit is A, Kunlun.
It is a Kunlun unit, and it's a very exciting Kunlun unit. I really want to get my hands on the Meteor for some of the games. I think there are some spectacular gameplay elements to that one. Okay, question 18, and soon you will be rid of us, which I'm sure you're thankful for. Which Hoplomachus games feature the Hoplite unit? Is it Rise of Rome, Lost Cities, Origins, or Victorum? So nice and simple question. Which one has the Hoplite unit? Is it A, Rise of Rome, B, Lost Cities, C, Origins, or D, Victorum?
I am looking at these questions, and I'm realizing you got a lot of the easier to pronounce ones. I wonder if that's why you said I should take the first question.
Maybe. I didn't know they were all going to be like that. I thought you could probably see Ryan's thinking. It's like, right, let's have a deep lore question. It's like, right, now let's balance it with a number question. Oh, you've had.
I have the number
yeah,
questions.
that's true.
Which is good.
Okay, so the Hoplite unit was featured in Origins. So those of you again who have played that, or those of you that win in the top 3 will use that. So there we go. Another one down. Question 19.
Right.
Here we come.
Final stretch. So 19. I just want to make sure everything's looking good here. All right.
Oh,
Whoa! All right, we just got an update. We hit 880,000. So
nice.
that is crazy. Oh my gosh. Final stretch. There too, as well. All right, so question 19. As featured in the Victorum video, which goddess halts the first Vesuvius eruption? Is it A, Nox, B, oh my gosh. I'm sorry.
Proserpina.
Thank you. Proserpina, C, Aphrodite, or D, Discordia?
That is a great question. Is somebody spreading discordia in these parts? I didn't write these jokes down. I was not prepared for jokes. I don't think they are jokes. I don't think they classify
I
as
don't
jokes.
think you, yeah.
So, but that's fine.
All right, so the answer for question 19, I'm going to actually need your assistance again.
The answer is B, Proserpina. So again, those of you that have read some of the initial lore or seen the bits would have seen that the goddess halted the first eruption, and now we are trying to go through and get champions to halt another one and another one. Who knows when it'll end?
Proserpina. Okay, I'm working on Proserpina. Okay.
Repeat after me, chat.
There's always, like, even if you know it, there's always those words that are just so, like, your brain can't process.
Right. Okay, here we are at the end. So let us get the final question to you. Fingers on those triggers. At what funding amount was a real lion stretch goal proposed for Hoplomachus the Lost Cities? A real lion. Was it A, 1 million, B, 1 billion, C, 100,000, or D, 1 million? That is a tougher question than it might look. I think for those of you who know, we did expect the first campaign to go for 1 billion, so it was an early stretch goal, but I'm not sure we ever did it.
I do have to say, you're going to announce the answer here first. I'll let you do that first.
Okay. Apparently I get to answer the question. Right, so the answer, for those of you that didn't know, is $1 million. It was a comedy level. Nobody thought for a second that a million was real. But nowadays, wow.
Yeah. I will just say, though, if we did decide to give Lions at the 100,000 pledging level, we'd probably have to get the Lions from Wish.com. It's the only way it would be even remotely feasible.
Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Okay, so that wraps us up for the 20 questions. Now what you're all waiting for is who's won the Origins games. So here we go. In first place, TNJB with 1,242 points. Well done, TNJB. I do not know your real name, so hopefully we'll be able to get those details from you. Christoph in second place, 1,227 points. Great scores, huge scores. And Alper, following direction. Well done.
Oh, wow.
Crept
nice
up into third place, 1,183, just beating out Holistic Developer, Ryan Picklesmeyer, and Capet, or whatever. So, okay, top 3 people, we will need to get hold of your details. So we will reach out and get them from the email addresses that you put in. If you feel like you didn't give us a correct email address, then reach out to us at support, and we will line that up, because I know some people enter quizzes with that one, but you 3 actually get a prize. So thank you very much for that. The current numbers on the Kickstarter are changing more rapidly than I can read, so I'm going to leave that creeping up from 880. We are going to head over to Adam in a few seconds. We're going to change the cameras up, and he is going to take you through 3 more parts to his journey, finishing with this Scion battle, which is spectacular. He talked me through the options that come up in that battle yesterday, and my God, is it exciting. So let's hope it all plays through and plays out the way we want it to. So thank you again from myself and...
from me.
In a vision, a wise man foresaw the eruption of Mount Vesuvius, a terrible destruction brought forth by Pluto, god of the underworld. To spare the lives of the people of Pompeii, this man pleaded for mercy from Proserpina, goddess of the underworld. Though granted, Proserpina's mercy was not without consequence. Pluto promised to wreak destruction 10,000-fold upon the Earth as repayment for the souls he'd lost, unless they could prove they were worth saving through the completion of his fearsome trials of strength. Great peoples from around the world rose to meet Pluto's challenge, proving themselves in the arena. Will any of our heroes succeed, or will Pluto claim dominion on the Earth as well as below?
Hey everybody, thank you for joining me. We are nearing the end of our campaign. I had the opportunity to kind of play Bing Shing a little bit further, got through Act 3, which you guys watched last time. Now I'm a little bit further along in Act 4 with Bing Shing, and my Scion is Tao Ta. The goal today is to get you through, let's get through Kunlun, Parthia, Amazons, and zero in on Vesuvius. We're going to do a top-down shot right here. I want to show the map. So here's where I'm at. I'm thinking I'll just stop here, scoot over here for the Lethal and Parthia, and then jump up to the harbor, take the harbor over near Amazons, and then go west, straight into the heart of Vesuvius and challenge Tautier. Alright, so let's see if we can have some success doing that, and I'm going to dive right in because we have a bit of playing to do. Here we go. So, time to move over here. Sport event. My sport event here is the Thorny Labyrinth. Alright, it looks like it's to capture the flag, so I put that there. So I'm going to roll 3 yellow dice whenever a unit enters combat and deal them that much damage. Alright, now here's the lineup. Keeping in mind that for Act 4, I'm just going to put this up here. For Act 4, it gets pretty tough. I barely survived some of my fights, but I'm going to add a gladiator and a tactic, and then add another gladiator to their lineup. So I'm already outnumbered. They have 2 more tactics, and so this should be a very interesting fight for sure. Alright, so I'm going to move this over here. We're going to dive right in. Let's see, Kunlun. Actually, another top-down shot. So here's the Kunlun rules. The arena hexes are the 4 center platform hexes, so the idea is to get on them, and then I would be dazed if I don't have, if the unit's not a Kunlun unit. The good news is, I've got some Kunlunian units for sure. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, so I have a feeling I'm going to do very well on this one. And then I get perfect strike if attacking units off of the platform. And these guys won't be dazed when they fight, so I'm probably going to lean into using my Kunlunian units. This is the advantage in gathering gladiators from that hometown, from that local region. So we're going to see how we do this here. So we're playing Capture the Flag, so King of the Hill is not a part of this. Alright, so I'm going to move this back over here. Let's get started. We're building their lineup. So the first unit is a local. Now, there are no more local units. So, again, another advantage of mine, since I've cleared that out, their first unit, rather than a local, will be out of the bag. So here we go. We have a Peltist, a Camel Knight, Cataphract. Okay. Now, +1 gladiator and tactic for Act 4. Another Amazonian unit, Valus. And the last gladiator, a Vesuvian unit. Ooh, but this is a sport event, so I will not be able to recruit this guy. Shoot, I kind of want him on my team, but if this was a lethal fight, I would have had that opportunity. Okay, I'm going to move them over here and add tactics to them. Here we go. So tactics are added to the 3rd and 4th unit. Being an attacker, they get a pair of adrenalines. And I'm not too worried about that then. I like the, I like it so far. I think I'm, woof. Should be interesting. Alright, so, they start. 3 health on position number 1. I'm up. So I'm 4 units, one of them has to be the hero, and I'm thinking I'll use all local units, why not, right? I do have a tactician, so I might be able to swing over. Let's do the Cestus. Okay, they're up. Camel Knight. Again, no tactic is being played yet because they're not available. The unit that accompanies it has to be in play before they may deploy. So Camel Knight's over there. Now the Peltist will be able to move in 1. I can move up here. And it has the heave skill. We're going to take a look at this. Here's the unit skills list. Heave. Roll your strongest attack die against an enemy within 3 hexes. So this is one of those examples that even as a hero, if you have heave, you want to improve your attack die rather than add. But anyways, the AI trigger triggers if a weaker unit can be attacked than by using the basic attack. So here we go. It's going to trigger because it doesn't have any other unit to attack. Here we go. The strongest attack die is green, and it's a hit. I'm already down 1. What am I going to do? So I do have bolster health and stun. Now my plan is to try and keep those. I do want tactics as I get into the final battle. They're going to be extremely helpful. So I'm going to try and resist the urge of using them. And the other goal is to keep as much health as I can on the hero. So let's see here. Crossbowman. I'll deploy it. Over here, I won't be able to use the dig in very efficiently, but perhaps you know what? Hero. I'm going to bring him out. Bring Bing Sheng out. Cestus is going to move up here. Now, I'm on the platform, and as we've shown, normally I would be dazed, but since Cestus is a local unit, Cestus is not dazed, so I will be able to attack. In addition to that, if I roll all hits, I will be able to do a perfect strike, which doubles my damage. Alright, I did 1. Here we go. And they're up. So, cataphract. 1, 2, 3. Hex position number 1. Now, the tactic, adrenaline. Adrenaline, let's take a look at this little tactics assignment sheet. So again, my attacker was assigned adrenaline. When played, it will go on the ally with the least movement. And if there's a tie, I'll pick. So right now it's between the Peltist and the Camel Knight. I like putting it on the Peltist because I don't want that Camel Knight to suddenly be on the platform this turn. So the Peltist now has a movement of 2. Move phase. This unit's still dazed. Now these 2 units will move with a movement of 1. Here's the closest, weakest unit, so it's only got 1 spot to go to. The Peltist now will move because it's already within attacking range of the closest weakest, but it also says preferring platform hexes if possible, so it will actually step up. Now because it's not a local unit, it will be dazed, so it will be to its advantage if it survives this turn. But the Peltist steps up because it prefers to be on the platform. Alright, so it's attacking a unit, sorry. So now that it's on there, it's dazed. It won't move and attack. It won't attack this turn. The Camel Knight will be able to attack, but the attack range is only 1. So actually, no attacking for them this turn. My turn. I'm going to bring the Meteor Fighter out. I think that's best. Let's go on this side. Alright, I'm checking my skills, my tactics. I'll pass. Movement phase. Bing Sheng's been out, so now Bing Sheng can move up. And Cestus, I'm going to actually, what should I do with Cestus? I want to bait the cataphract up onto the platform so it can get dazed. So that's interesting. I'm going to move Cestus over here. And then now the skills. Both of these have hurl. Ooh, I could have moved that unit. I'm not going to though, because I want to let them finish deploying. So both of them have a hurl skill. So I'm going to take the cestus and hurl the peltast off the platform over here. If I hurled it here, then maybe I had the chance to step on the platform. No. There's good. And then Bing Sheng will hurl the Camel Knight back there. Here we go. Attack phase. So Bing Sheng, let's take a look at Bing Sheng's stats here. So we've developed Bing Sheng a little bit since the end of Act 3. So I now have 10 HP, I have 10 leadership, 1 black, 1 green, 1 blue, 1 yellow attack die. So we'll do that one. Bing Sheng will attack the Camel Knight for 2. And if I had actually managed to hit with all of them, I would have had that perfect strike bonus for doubling that. But that's hard to do when you have so many attack dice. So if I had built Bing Sheng maybe to 2 black dice, I might have had a chance to double it on this arena. Cestus will attack. We've got a black, yellow, yellow. Just for 1. And then the meteor fighter's not attacking. Okay. They're up. Velas comes out. My goodness. I have to keep my eye on the ball for, it's all about the flag. It's not a lethal or spar. So while I'm still working on them and keeping them off the platform, I need to make sure I make a plan for advancing. So Valis is deployed. We've got these 3 units that can, adrenaline. So adrenaline will be played on the unit with the least movement, in this case the Camel Knight now. Movement, so the Camel Knight will be favoring a platform hex. So it will try and swing over and try and hop back up. This unit, yes, okay. The Peltast also favors the platform, so it's going to move over here. The Cataphract manages to move to the closest weakest. So this is the closest weakest. Let's put it up there. Perfect. The Cataphract is dazed. These 2 units do get to attack, however. So the Camel Knight will attack Bing Sheng. That's a miss. The Peltast will attack. And again, it's got 3 potential targets, but it's going to attack the closest weakest. And in this case, let's have it attack Cestus. I'm really nervous about. No! Let me check my prowess just to see if there's anything I can do here. It's too late to do that. I can't do the ultimate sacrifice because I don't have a defender in play. So yeah, Cestus is out. Cestus has been defeated. I'm down 1 unit. This is starting to get very interesting. I'm outnumbered 4-2 right now. Yes. Alright, so I just realized the Thorny Labyrinth, the rolling 3 yellow dice when a unit enters combat. I neglected that at the beginning, so we're going to ignore that particular instruction. It could have worked to my advantage. But let's finish the battle as it is without that particular skill. Alright, so here we go. Deployment for me. I have a crossbowman. Time to put the crossbowman into play. I need to take out the Peltast. My goal is to potentially try and keep units off of the platform with Bing Sheng so that when they step on, they're constantly being dazed. So the Shale Lurker Archer can come. This is not looking good. So their last unit that comes out will get to attack first turn because it's an archer. So I'm going to hold the meteor fighter back. But I still need to move it to here. I want it to be within one movement of the flag. Here we go. Let me move this one to here. We're going to hurl the cataphract off. And now attack. So the dig in gives me an extra black attack die because this unit didn't move this turn. And because it's an archer, I can attack first turn it comes into play. Peltus is down. Perfect. And Bing Shen to the cataphract. One, two. Now the intercept blow will only trigger if that unit would have been defeated. Because I'm not defeating that unit, it does not intercept just yet, but it will. Alright, so now their turn, they're going to deploy their last unit, the Shale Lurker. This guy is an archer, and he's got a red die, so it's a guaranteed shot. In addition to that, Blasphemous, that skill. Let's take a look at the skill sheet here. So Blasphemous is if an enemy elite is in the arena, this unit gains a +1 black to its attack die. Also, it'll be triggering its innate in that when the enemy elite, my hero, is in the arena, it has a new top priority of its mark and target of the hero. So it will not be worrying about the closest weakest anymore. So I need to keep my eye on the ball. It's always going to be attacking the hero. So if I had thought about that, I would have probably brought in my tactician a little closer because it was already safe, because this is the Shale Lurker's target. But I didn't. Alright, so now after deployment, they're out of unit, they're out of tactics. Movement phase. So they're moving towards the closest weakest, but they're also trying to get on the platform. So this unit on the platform, this unit will stop here, this unit closest weakest moves up there. So the good news is these two are now dazed, but this one is not, and it will attack. Here we go for one on Bing Shin, and then the Shale Lurker will attack Bing Shin for the red. And the black, because Bing Shin is in play. Sorry, so the red and the black for the Shale Lurker. It's stronger when the opposing unit, my hero, is in play. So, ouch! Bing Shin is getting hurt. Alright, I'm out of units to deploy. I always have my tactics available. I may need to go ahead and use my stun. I have a tactician in play, so I can stun the Shale Lurker. My problem is I need to get the Lurker off of that flag. And maybe the only way to do it is to attack it. With the again benefit of this unit, I'm tempted to not move it. But it would be also nice to... Yeah. Not moving. Not moving. Actually, let's move the meteor fighter up there. Bing Shin will stay put. It's time to hurl this unit to here. Need to keep him off the platform. Perfect. Here we go. Now, attack phase. Let's start with the crossbowman. That one's an easy one. With the dig in bonus. 2 more. That helps. So now, the Camel Knight has 3 left. So this is where it's going to get tricky. I think I want the meteor fighter taking the shale lurker. It's a tough one. 3 blue dice. I'm hoping I land 2. Then I can take out the shale lurker. I'm hoping. Yes! Shale lurker's down 1, 2. That was huge. That might have been turning the tide from their favor to mine again. Thankfully. And then now Bing Shing's up. So it's a matter of maybe trying to take down... I think I want to take down the cataphract, and then that'll open up, that'll protect this side of the map. So when the meteor fighter picks up the flag, I can run it back while keeping these guys away. So cataphract is down as well. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. All right, now let's see here. Their turn, nothing to play. We're going to move on to abilities, nothing. Now movement. Valus has a movement of 2. Closest weakest is trying to favor that platform, so it's going to work its way over to the platform. Yes. The Camel Knight stays put. It's already on the platform. It's next to its closest unit. So, this is an interesting dynamic. So Valus, while it would be its mark, it is its mark, closest weakest. Bing Shing is a defender, and so the defender has that taunt skill. I just want to show everybody one more time here. So, taking a look at the defender icon, the taunt. Enemies adjacent to this unit can only attack a defender. So this is huge. So Valus will be forced to attack Bing Shing as well. So both of them will attack Bing Shing. Let's see, we've got 1, 2, ouch. And then the Camel Knight does another one. So this is that hurts. That hurts a lot. I'm down to 4 health already, and this is a close fight. Alright, so my turn. I have my stun. I have my bolster health. I'm wondering if I need 1 turn to pick that up, 2 to move, 3 to move. So I need to survive 3 more turns. Bing Shing, I don't think can take hits from all of those units. I think the name of the game has to be to take out Valus. So let's do the movement. Meteor fighter goes to pick up the flag. Crossbowman. I'm actually going to move up here. And so I just realized the Camel Knight's a defender, so I'm going to be taunted to... Yeah. So I need to get Bing Shing away from the Camel Knight, otherwise I'm forced to attack the Camel Knight. So we're going to do a hurl. That's the move. Okay. Crossbowman is not moving. Bing Shing moves here. Hurls Valus over here. Perfect. Here we go. So I've created separation, so Bing Shing can attack Valus. And in addition to that, we have the crossbowman, and I'm going to try and avoid the retaliate that attacker has. Here we go. Yes. I won't be able to avoid the retaliate, so I'm going to go ahead and attack with Bing Shing first. This guy has 3 health. 1, 2, 3. So I did avoid the retaliate. So when you defeat an attacker unit, they do not retaliate. That was huge. And in addition to that, my crossbowman can attack. I am safe to do so. He has 3 health. Really, he needs to stay alive for the finish of this event. So it doesn't really matter whether I attack or not, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. I don't have an attacker in play, so I won't accidentally defeat it. But I'm done attacking for this event. So it's all going to be about positioning and using the abilities. Their turn, they move and attack. For one, because I'm on the platform, it doesn't do a perfect strike. But this unit's very dangerous. If it was attacking a unit off the platform, it would double that green damage. My turn, Meteor Fighter moves. I'm gonna hurl the Camel Knight off. Done with my turn. Their turn. They are favoring the platform. They hop up. They're dazed. Turn is over. My turn. I've done it. I brought the flag back to a deployment hex. Sport is completed. Now again, I apologize to everybody. I neglected the first bit of text, the flavor text that really makes the event very interesting and different, but I wanted to make sure I showed you how this arena works, so we proceeded without it. But completing a sport event, I get a choice of rewards. I'm going to pull this up here. So I'm going to slide these over here. This unit. It's just a little bit of a cleanup here. The hero keeps its HP. Alright, so I'm placing this down here. Let's take a look. So it was a sport event. Success. So I get to grab a gladiator from this enemy lineup. Right, I had it flip-flopped when I was talking earlier about the lethal event being able to recruit. The sporting event is how I can recruit that unit, so that was very good news. And taking a look at my leadership we covered earlier. My leadership is 10 and I have 9 units, so I absolutely can recruit that blasphemous unit, or I can take a tactic. That's a tough choice. I do like this blasphemous unit. I'm going to recruit that unit. Perfect. And then discard the event, and there we go. Alright, so these units all go back in the bag. I'm going to put this back over here. Perfect. Now, zooming out, taking a look at this map here. This is where I'm at. And so now my goal was to kind of head towards that harbor. So I'm going to cross the sea right over here and end up in this lethal event in Parthia. So let's take a look at Parthia here. I think that's pretty center there. Perfect. Alright, so this is the Parthian arena. We haven't seen it yet. I've already decided I want to show you this Parthian arena. So whether or not this is the right thing to do, I'm stuck with this event. Reckless Abandon. So at the start of your turn, you may deal X damage to your hero and X damage to an enemy unit. Yeah, so actually, I have a plan. We're going to zoom back out to the map here. So now that I see that, I want to show you part of the strategy on how and why pathing is so important. So if I'm over here, understand that I could take the long route to the lethal event. I can stop at this location, then this one, and move up to the lethal fight. Now, here's what's cool about being able to spectate. So, spectating allows me a chance to heal up my hero and give it a chance to rest. However, spectating also increases my Scion influence, which could negatively impact future fights. Now, I'm tempted to just spectate, and then I'll do another spectate, and then zero in on this event, and I should have a full health hero when I get there. So I'm just going to quick go like this to spectate. give myself the HP that I want. That gives me my Scion, and that puts me into the next being. So this is bad news. So this says, the Wrath of God, add to bag. Okay, so gain a Scion influence and then return. So now when it's in there, when I draw it, every time I draw it, I have to add Scion influence. So that is an accelerator of Scion influence. That's bad. That's in the bag. Alright, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to spectate that event so I can move on up here. I suppose I could just do let me hang on to that. Let's try this. Let's do the sport event for the Parthians. So again, that's the beauty of keeping an eye on my upcoming local events and trying to figure out the mix and match. The events have specific rules, so this one is King of the Hill, and absolutely the hill is the chariot itself. So I'm tempted to do this, and I want to show you how that works. I have to do 6 turns on the chariot. That's interesting. Alright, so let's try that. So battle to the strong. And I'm going to put the Parthian sheet up here as well. So it's the King of the Hill event. The hill being the chariot, the arena chip, as shown right here. King of the Hill. Start your turn on the chariot for 1 point. So we're going to grab this as a counter here. I'm going to put it there to show the event. Alright, so the chariot moves in 3 hexes counterclockwise around the perimeter of the center hexes, and the chariot essentially displaces the units. Local units will be able to occupy the middle hexes, and that's pretty much all you need to know for this. I'm going to slide this over here for now. Chariot starts on that, see that icon there? So it's next to my deployment area, but it's moving whether I want it to or not. So for this King of the Hill event, it says units add black to their attack die, to their basic attack when targeting a weaker unit. That's clever. So when the weaker means fewer hit points. So I'm already looking at my defenders, trying to figure out what kind of firepower I can do, because all of my defenders most likely will have an additional attack die added to their attack. And then of course my hero will be stronger with all of that health. So I do like this event. Rearranging my units, trying to figure this out. So I get 5 units, including the hero. And let's start setting them up. So for Parthia, there is a local unit called the Sagittarius. So that unit will be able to occupy these 2 hexes as their advantage. Now we're going to build the rest of their lineup. There we go, the Wrath of God was just drawn. So now I have to add 1 to my Scion influence. Velas. The Peltist again. I'm trying to dig from the bottom here. Ignean. Okay. So I don't want to draw too many units here. So again, with Act 4, they get +2 units. Another Parthian unit, unfortunately. So again, I was hoping not to have 2 local units for them so that they have that flexibility. This could be interesting. The good news, however, is only 1 unit gains the tactic, and that is the Fury. The Fury, according to my assignment, tactics get hamstring, so I'm going to give the hamstring to the Fury. Okay, let's slide him over here. Beautiful. And this chip will be added back to the bag. Alright, I'm ready to begin. Again, I'm keeping an eye on these units here. So it's all about being healthier than my opponent. Here we go. Good news. Their first unit out only has 2 HP. The dodge will be an interesting thing to work around, but I'll keep an eye on that. Okay, my turn. I'm halfway tempted to just hop on the chariot, and then after my turn it will move. The problem is I will be vulnerable, most likely, but it would be nice to get a quick point. Blue, blue, yellow. This is not a lethal fight, so I like it. I'm just checking dodge here for a moment. So it changes all attack dice to blue. So funny enough, if I have that unit up there, when it attacks, it actually improves its yellow die to blue. Not good, not good, but I have bolster health. That would be fun actually. So I'll deploy Meteor Fighter, and then I'm going to play bolster health on the Meteor Fighter. And having more health than your opponent is important. Bolster health is gone forever, but I think that was the right play. Now, moving on to my movement phase, because it's a tactician, it moves first turn it comes into play. My turn is over, and I just want to show you this sheet again to show the chain of events on how the turns unfold. Looking for my sheet that disappeared. Here it is. Alright, so AI went, and then I went. I'll be checking those King of the Hill points at the very start of my turn, so I don't get a point just yet. After I go, it's Arena. So that's how you know that the chariot always moves after your turn. Here we go. So the chariot will move as instructed, 3 in a counterclockwise movement. Whether I like it or not, I'm along for the ride, right? Their turn. Valis comes out. Here we go. 3 HP. Position 2. And abilities, nope. Attacks. Yeah, he won't move because it's in attack range of its mark, of its target. He will target the unit on the chariot, which is the only unit. Perfect. Now, because of my dodge, I'm improving its attack die, though. It now has 3. Fortunately, though, because I'm stronger, or it is not stronger than me, it doesn't get that bonus battle to the strong. So here we go. 1 damage. I'm happy to see that. Alright. My turn. I get a point. So I'm going to put this up here as a reminder for my King of the Hill. Alright, so I'm 1 out of 6 from completing this event. It would be nice to finish it ASAP. I'm wondering, I'm tempted to get Bing Shing into play early. I risk losing some HP, but I've got a long ways to go, and I think the goal is really to spectate a few more so I can get there quickly. So I'm going to put Bing Shing out. Trying to figure out where I can get her positioned to maybe swap positions on the chariot. Alright, Bing Shing's out. Movement. I'm not moving. I will most assuredly get defeated if I don't go ahead and stun right now. I could get to 3 points. Let's do the stun before I move. So I'll stun that unit. Now, I'm not going to move. I'm not going to attack. I'm along for the ride. Their turn. Deploy. Peltist. 3 HP on that unit. Here, Peltist can attack first turn it comes into play. It also has heave. This is not good. Movement phase. Closest, weakest. Now attack. Because of dodge, it converts both of its dice to blues. So a big downgrade from black, but an upgrade from yellow. I'm liking this, and then the Peltast will go after that. So it's a double miss. That's very good. Alright, so now with the Peltast attacking, we've got heave. I'm checking one thing here. So, dodge, this is a very important point. So dodge, all basic attack dice rolled against this unit are converted to blue. However, the cool thing about the heave is it's actually a special. So heave is not a basic attack, so the green die does not get converted to blue. It stays as green. Down for 1. Alright, start of my turn. I get a point. So I'm going to move this to 2 before I forget. Now, deployment. I'm looking at, I have a cataphract. This guy is local to this arena. So I'll be able to use these hexes as I need to. I'm tempted to get him into play. And the stun is worn off. So just kind of walking through my own options here. I'm wondering if I should just hop off and then put Bing Shing on there. Bing Shing will take a lot of damage, but again, I only need to ride that chariot 4 turns. It will take a lot of firepower, a lot of attacks, but again, a single spectate can help me get my health back, so I'm tempted to do this. So I'm going to move the meteor fighter off. And because it's a sport event, I almost want to move it in to challenge another unit. And just try and start trading unit for unit. Bing Shing up. Our cataphract is dazed. And we're going to go ahead and, I'm not going to hurl. We're going to move into the attack phase. So Bing Shing's dodge. Oh, interesting. If I attack with Bing Shing first, I can bring its HP down to possibly 1, and then the meteor fighter will gain an additional attack. But deflect on this unit says, so already I just found out this unit can only be attacked once per turn. Here we go. Bing Shing gets a bonus black die for the event because it is targeting a weaker unit. 1, 2, 3. Good news. I've defeated that unit. Bing Shing's up. I'm going to attack Sagittarius for 1. I only needed 2, but I'll take it. Alright, their turn. Oh, I'm sorry, the chariot. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. They deploy the Ignean. 5 HP. That's not good. And check this out. So now their deployment hexes are all occupied. So running my meteor fighter up to cover up that spot actually prevented them from being able to deploy a unit. So now they can't deploy. So that is huge. It buys me a turn, possibly. So here we go. So now they move right onto the movement. This one is already adjacent to its closest weakest. This one is already within attacking range of its target. So now, here we go. Sagittarius will attack the meteor fighter, and I'm done. So here's an interesting point. So I could have attacked with the Peltast first, and probably should have, because I made the poor choice of having the Sagittarius attack, and now the Peltast suddenly has another target with its heave, making it a 3 range. I really should have attacked with the Peltast first, but I didn't. So here we go. Heave will attack Bing Shing, and it's a hit. So that cost me for not spotting that ahead of time. That's huge. Alright, start of my turn. I'm up to 3. So already halfway there for the King of the Hill. Here we go. I like this. Crossbowman. 3 health. Placing it there. Movement phase. Cataphract. I'm going to get the cataphract in position so that it has options. So that's why I want to use the middle 2 hexes. Now, Bing Shing, I'm not going to move. I'm going to stay there and try and survive all the turns. Here's the core part. So, crossbowman, even with dig in, it's not using its movement. So when Bing Sheng hurls the crossbowman, this is one of those synergies. So crossbowman still hasn't moved and still gets the plus black attack die bonus. In addition to being an archer, it can attack its first turn it comes into play. So, crossbowman will attack the peltast for 2. Huge, huge, huge. Alright. End of turn. So now the chariot will go. The crossbowman has to be displaced into one of these spots. It is my choice. I'm actually going to deploy it closer to their deployment hex. So I have options without moving the crossbowman. 1, 2, 3. Now they can deploy their Igneon because their one deployment hex has been opened up. Alright, abilities, nope, and then attack. So both of these will be attacking Bing Sheng. Ouch. Since neither of them are stronger or healthier than my unit, they don't get that bonus black attack die. So Sagittarius for 1. The Peltus will attack with its basic attack for 1. I'll take it. Alright. My turn. Again, I've only deployed 3. I got 2 more units I can play with. I'm liking my options. Let me get my defender, my reptilian into play. So I can, I have a regen with that unit. So maybe if I put that unit on the chariot, that could work. Okay, movement. Not gonna move. I'm going to go ahead and move my cataphract up. And I'm going to keep benching there. I'm wondering if I should hurl. It's fine. Perfect. Here we go. The Fury Aura is an ability. 1 damage. And now we move into the attack phase. I've got 3 units that can attack. This unit hasn't even moved this turn. Plus, because it's stronger, 3 HP to 1, it gains an additional black attack die. I didn't need to hit that hard. Bing Sheng. Let me do the cataphract first. I want to see what kind of options. Plus, the intercept blow is a problem, so Sagittarius will survive, most likely. So here's the cataphract attack. No, let's do Bing Sheng. Cataphract is not stronger yet, but if I attack with Bing Sheng first, 1, 2, 3, 4, there we go. There we go. And now Cataphract no longer has a target, so the attack just doesn't happen. Alright, their turn, they're going to deploy. They have a Fury, 2 health, deployment spot 2. Tactician, it can move its first turn, but it won't. Also, Fury plays Hamstring. According to my sheet here, Hamstring plays against the enemy with the most basic attack dice. And elite units don't count. So, we have the Reptilian or Cataphract. I'm going to go ahead and put the Hamstring. So they play it on the Reptilian unit. So when I move with this unit, I can't attack with it. That's fine. Here we go. For the attack, only the Sagittarius may attack. One, 2. Bing Sheng is getting hit. I'm down to 5 already. So this isn't exactly in the bag. End of their turn. Alright, my turn. I'm up to 4. So 2 more turns to win this event. I'm just trying to think if did I move that chariot? Okay. On my turn, we're going to do movement. This unit moves up. We've got the crossbowman. I'm going to get the crossbowman in position. Cataphract will stay put. Why not? Fury Aura. Here we go. Yeah, I feel like I forgot to move the chariot, but that's okay. It doesn't really change things in the grand scheme of things. So now, let's do the attack. The crossbowman is stronger. So, I would attack. Defeat that unit. Cataphract will attack. And because the Cataphract is stronger, it gains an attack die as well. So, feels like it's in the bag now, right? Alright, so this was a good arena to do this event, especially with having the hurl and to have the advantage of the black attack die. Because I had a defender heavy team, I was able to lean very heavily into that benefit. Alright, so end of turn, the chariot moves, so it's going to displace that unit. 1, 2, 3, it's going to displace that unit. They're going to deploy their last unit now. Here we go, 7. Now, I can't let that unit be defeated before I finish my objective here. Their turn is actually already over. My turn, I'm up to 5. So now I just need to kind of cruise control to the next turn. But in order to minimize damage, I want to make sure that that unit can't reach my hero. So I'll stay there. Movement, movement. Sure, why not? End of my turn. Chariot moves. Their turn, they're not going to move. They're next to the closest weakest. But they're stronger, so they're going to gain a black die. So 1, 2. I'm down to 1 left. And their turn's over. My turn, start of turn, 6. So now I've successfully completed that event. I'm going to carry my hero over with its 5 HP. I probably should not have gone so quickly with my hero. In retrospect, I would have had more success. I would have been just fine using regular units. And I probably could have kept my hero at full HP. Plus, I think I used my tactics in that fight, and I don't have any tactics. Alright, we're going to take a look at yeah, I'm still here. The meteor fighter is mine. Perfect. Don't want to get that mixed up. Here we go. So, completing a sport event again. I have a choice between a gladiator from the enemy lineup or a tactic from the supply. I am maxed out on my leadership, so if I were to recruit, I can certainly do that. I would have to replace a unit I currently have. I like my options. I'm headed up to the Amazons, so an Amazonian unit is tempting. However, I need my tactics for the Scion fight, so I'm going to grab a stun back. So that's my reward for that fight. Please go in the bag. And that's another week. So I'm just going to put this up here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks to kind of make my way all the way over here. And I know that using a harbor takes a week as well. So we're going to move up here, and I'm going to spectate that and get my 4 health back for my hero, which then gives me another Bane. I'm already 1 away from another, Bane chip. So spectating that, now I use the harbor to jump over here. So using the harbor takes a week, so I'm marking off a week there. I now have 3 weeks left, 1 of which has to be for the Scion. So 2 weeks to do an Amazon event or two, or possibly Vesuvius. Alright, so next up is a sport. This one's called the sparring match. So I'm going to take that, put it here. So enemy units deploy with +1 HP. Ouch! I do like that I get to play with 5 units. And it is a spar event, which means it's not a King of the Hill or a Capture the Flag, so it kind of acts like a lethal. But I am able to lose my regular units, but not permanently. I rather like the sparring match. Let me just move this over here, bring out the Amazon arena. Beautiful. So here's the Amazon arena. Amazon arena comes with actually 4 pedestals. So I'm going to change this card here so we can see what it's all about. So the 4 center hexes are the champion's dais. So that's the hill. 1 point each. That would have been nice. The arena chips are the monoliths. So that's these. And they will be shifting in a direction. And when they can't move, they flip and they shift back. So they're always they're kind of acting as a wall. You can't step on them or pass through them. Local units gain +1 movement for the arena. All enemy units go to the closest, weakest for their mark and their target. So let's set this up. Beautiful. Alright, so this is a sparring match. Enemy units deployed with +1 HP. Let's do this. I accept this event. And by doing so, I gotta make sure I check off a week here. And Amazon has a local unit. Amazon's Velis. So the first unit is local. Here we go. Now, I'm just going to pull this up here one more time. So, +2 units. Plus, because it's Act 4, it adds 2 more units in the tactic. So we're going to go ahead and do this here. Sagittarius. Oh, Provocateur. Peltist. 1 more. And the Harpoonsman. Ooh, this is going to be fun. Okay, so they have low health. I'm seeing a lot of low health archers and tacticians. Frankly, I would prefer to have archers in this arena. And now that we're playing with a +1 HP, this is going to be challenging. So for the tactics, the first unit, the third unit, and then, because of Act 4, the 4th unit gain tactics. So for the attacker, it's Adrenaline. Third unit is a Hamstring. And the 4th unit is Bolster Health, because it's an archer. And all of that is described in this AI Tactics assignment. So I'm going to go ahead and move these over here, set them up. Perfect. And I get 5 units as well, so it's 5 on 5. Put this there. Now remember, it's a spar, so it's just defeat the units. I don't have any Amazon units, so I don't get the +1 benefit with any of my units. Let's dive in. Velis, here we go. So 3 and +1 HP due to the sparring match event special. Alright, and their days, first turn they come out. I'm going to hold off on using my hero. Last time I learned my lesson, I deployed it too early, and I had plenty of units to use. So this time I'm going to just lean heavier into using my units, especially for these sport events. They can fall. I love the idea of having a unit with swap. I have a feeling positioning is going to be everything here for me. So I only get 5 HP. Let's put that there. Now the arena turn. The pedestals shift. So they all shift towards their little arrows. And they're going to constantly shift and go back and forth. Alright, their turn. By the way, sorry, so the adrenaline, because the adrenaline came with, so it's a 3 movement on that unit. So now, okay, start of their turn. They get +1 HP, so Sagittarius gets 3. Deployment, hex number 2. No tactics with that one. Now, this one is no longer dazed. It has 3 movement. So, my choice on where it goes. So now I'm kind of looking at where the pedestals will end up. If I have it go there, that could be open. I like that. I have archers with, let's do it. 1, 2, 3. Okay. End of their turn. My turn, I'm going to deploy crossbowmen. I really like that dig in skill. So I can come out with that. Now, NACOM can move. I'm wondering if I should. I'm going to keep that defender there and go ahead and attack with the crossbowman. I got both of my hits in. 1, 2. It's down to 2. Off to a good start. Alright, they're up. Provocateur and Hamstring. So Provocateur gets +1 HP due to the sparring match. It's a tactician, so that one will be able to move in a moment. Hamstring is placed on enemy with most basic attack dice. So between these two, I'm going to actually put it on NACOM, because the D again doesn't account for the basic attack dice. It adds it as a skill. So hamstring on this guy. So if I move with NACOM, I can't attack with it. The hamstring is so good. Alright, so now their movement, all of them can move. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I choose to move with the tactician first, funny enough, it's going to go that way. Sorry, hold on. So before they deploy and play the hamstring, the pedestals will shift. Alright, play, hamstring. Now movement, 1, 2, 3, 4. So Valis will move up and it will stop there. Sending the Provocateur up here, 1, 2, 3. And the Sagittarius, so that's interesting. If I move with the Provocateur first, Sagittarius will follow it. But if I choose to move with this unit first, let's see, it's trying to reach that position actually because of the crossbowman. So let's do this. Yeah, that one had 4 movement before, but that's okay. Okay, so Provocateur, 1, 2, 3, here we go. No attack, and Velas will attack. Black and yellow on the crossbowman. Here we go. For 1. Alright. I gotta make sure I'm not going too fast for my own self. I'm trying to keep an eye on the things here. So now their turn is over. Start of my turn. We'll move to deployment and playing a tactic if I want. I've got 1 spot. So I like the idea of NACOM swapping. But I need to set up for this one. I think having healthier units ultimately would be wise, but Cataphract with some damage is also tempting. Let's do that one. Okay. Movement, I'm actually not going to move these guys. I like staying back here. I want them to come to me. Ability, swap. Now, again, using an ability does not qualify as a movement for the crossbowman. And by doing this, I'm drawing the attack from Velas to Nakam. But I realize I'm just playing ahead. When this pedestal moves, provocative. Oh, we'll still move there. I can draw the fire. Perfect. Okay. Attack. So crossbowman. With the bonus dig in. What? It's a miss. Nakam. And Nakam didn't move. The swap isn't a movement, so the hamstring didn't affect. Nakam hits for 1. Is it? Yeah. It's Nakam. I think I mispronounced that one. So, okay. Pedestals move. Here we go. 1, 2. Now, see these 2 pedestals? They can't move any further. The units are blocking them, so they're actually going to rotate and then do their movements. So they're not displaced. Yeah. So now it just kind of throws them a little bit out of sync. Alright. Deployment for them. Peltist and the Bolster Health. They get a +1 HP again. Man. And Bolster Health on top of that. Bolster Health for them goes on their weakest ally. Now, in this case, that's Velas. By the way, by attacking it, it was a retaliation with the attacker. I don't want to forget that. Okay, so now all of a sudden Velas has more health. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, so now it's their movement. So this archer now is suddenly out of range with the positioning of the pedestal. So I'm actually going to have to... Yeah, so it doesn't move at all. It can't improve its position. There's no lane for it to move to. Provocative will move. Velas is already adjacent to its closest weakness. So provocative, this is the closest weakness. These are my options. I'm going to move it here and have Nakam draw the fire. I like that. Alright, so first is Velas. Ouch! 1, 2. I only have 2 health left. The provocator will attack for 1. And by the way, the provocator gave Velas the Inspire, which grants an additional basic attack die of blue. So I need to roll that blue from the Inspire. And hopefully, yeah, it's a hit. So Nakam is down. Just like that. 1 down for me. Okay. I'm not too worried yet, but they have a lot of health. I haven't taken down any of their units yet. I'm already down 1. And looking by the count, 1, 2, 3. I've got 2 more units I can deploy. One of them must be the hero. Do I deploy it now? Possibly. Yeah, let's get him in play. Let's get Bing Ching in play. So here we go. My turn. Yep, Bing Ching. Stun. I really could do stun. I'm going to hang on to it. Movement phase. Let's get these units mobilized. I need to get out of the deployment hexes so that I can... Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, they're going to reach me anyways. I like that spot. Perfect. Alright, crossbowman's not going to move. The dig in benefit is just too good. And then Bing Ching can't attack. So crossbowman's dig in. We're going to do it on... Oh, by the way, the Fury Aura. There we go. So provocator has 2 HP left. Let's do that attack first, just in case. Here we go. I cataphract to the provocator for 1. I'm tempted to do the crossbowman on this unit, partly because the attacker has that retaliate, and I just want to avoid the retaliate, but it's super important for me to also defeat a unit. So I guess let's do this. Dig in to the provocator. Got him. Beautiful. One down. Alright. Pedestals. So because that unit was defeated, suddenly we got a shift. And this pedestal's turning around to go all the way. There we go. Alright, start of their turn. Deploy. They have one more unit. Harpoonsman with a +1 HP from the sparring match. Position 2. That unit is dazed. So we've got 2 units that can move. 1, 2, 3. So I'm actually going to move the Peltus down and this way. Because that's the position it's trying to move to, one of these two. And by doing so, I've momentarily locked Sagittarius out of play for one more turn. So that's beautiful. The Velas will not move because it's already adjacent to its closest, weakest target. However, with the defender in play, Bingsheng will get attacked. So here we go. Velas to Bingsheng. Just checking something here. Okay. Black and yellow. And the Peltus will be able to heave the green die all the way to Cataphract. Here we go. For 1. And heave to Cataphract. For 1. Ouch! Harpoonsman has 3 range, but it can't quite reach me, so I'm good there. Alright. My turn. I can deploy one last unit. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got one more. I'm definitely going to bring one in. I suppose I could wait and see how things shake down, but I'm not going to. I don't. Yes. Let's do. Wow. I do like the Cessus unit with the Hurl. The Hurl just gives me options, especially with this already crowded map. So I want, and then having, yeah, the Retaliate is good. Okay. Movement phase. So Cataphract. It's already, I can't reach that. I'm sort of landlocked here from the pedestals, from their units. So, but that's good that it's not a King of the Hill to capture the flag. Alright. It's time to start doing abilities, so I'm going to use the Fury Aura, which does not have, Retaliate does not affect it. Deflect means it can only be attacked once per turn though, so I'm actually going to use Bingsheng to attack with it. I don't really like the option because of the Retaliate, but it's a chance to take it out this turn, so I'm going to go for it. Yes, 1, 2. So then the Retaliate will not trigger because it's been defeated. So I got the result I wanted. My turn's over. They're up, they have no more chips, so we're just gonna start moving and attacking. So Peltus, so I can choose the move order. So even if I said I wanted the Sagittarius to move first, it can't move. The moment a movement frees up for them though, then it can. So this unit moves up to its closest weakest. Now it's in range. Harpoonsman moves 1. That brings it in range. There's only, well, yeah, there's only one position. But if I move the Sagittarius first, for example, with a movement range of 2, it stops there. Harpoonsman will have to take the long way around, which then ultimately keeps it out of range. So all of that tactical movement stuff is very important to keep an eye on. So right now, they've only got 1 unit in range, which is huge for me. The heave won't trigger. Here we go on this. 1, 2, Cataphract is out. Now we're each down 2 units. It's 3v3. I'm feeling pretty good. I can play the stun, but I can't because I don't have a tactician in play. And there are no units adjacent to me. So I'm gonna move Move that. No, I'll stay there. And then Cestus will move. Perfect. Hurl. Here we go. So that gets the pelters in attack range of the crossbowman, maintaining my dig in bonus. Cestus is not in range. So here we go. Let's go for it. I'll do Bing Sheng first. 1, 2, 3. 1 left. And we'll have the crossbowman go for it. And we got him. Perfect. Okay. Pedestal shift. Interesting dynamic. Their turn to move. This unit doesn't move because it's already closest to. It's already close enough to attack its closest weakest. Harpoonsman is also in range, so it won't move. Perfect. That's actually bad for me. I had hoped that they would come over here, but I'm going to have to take the fight to them through these pedestals, and they're going to have a few shots at me as I make my way to them. Starting with this one. This is going to hurt. Sagittarius to Bing Sheng for 1, thankfully. Harpoonsman for 1. Bing Sheng's down to 6. Alright, my turn. Yeah. I can't do anything except make my way to them. So I suppose I could move that. I could move this unit and then hurl this unit over here. I want maybe my other units to draw some fire. Let's see how that works out. So this unit can't attack. This unit, okay, so 1 green die. It moved this turn, so the dig in won't help. So we got 1 on this unit. The dodge converts it to blue, sorry. So it's still a hit, good. Alright. Their turn, they don't move because they're close enough to attack. So who they attack is closest weakest. So this unit will attack that one for 2. I'm down to 1. This is ending up to be a closer fight than I had anticipated. And unfortunately now, Sagittarius has to attack that guy because it is now the new weakest unit. That did not work out as I had intended. I'm down. We're each down 3 units. It's 2v2. This is tight. This is very, very, very close. Alright, so my turn. I still have that stun, but I can't play it. I like to leave the crossbowman there so I can get my bonus black die. What's interesting, though, is they both will be converted to blue. I gotta get Bing Sheng into play. I'm not going to touch the crossbowman, but the crossbowman's bonus is still just that. Wow! I did it. So a 1 in 4 chance to roll 2 blues. I pulled it off. So now I'm feeling good again about this fight. Their turn, they're going to attack the closest weakest. Here we go. Ouch! Okay. Hopefully I didn't speak too soon. Sorry. By the way, this is important. This is important. Shift, 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 shift. Closest weakest now became this unit. But because it rolled double hit. So that unit is gone as opposed to Bing Sheng taking the hit. Sorry about that. Perfect. Also, I don't know if I'm happy about that, but I think I'm in good shape now. Okay, now my turn. Movement. I'm going to just get out of there. Attack. Nothing fancy. I've got my 4 though, so I can try and end it right now. I'm feeling pretty good. 1, 2, 3. Harpoonsman is down. Bing Sheng took, I think, a total of 4 damage that turn, more than I had hoped, but that's why we have spectate. That's why we rest our heroes after every other fight. Alright, so let's transition to the cleanup. Alright, so that was a sport fight, a sparring match. Success. So I get to pick from these 5 gladiators. Or a tactic of my choice. I still have I'm still full as far as my leadership. So I'm thinking I need another tactic. So I have my bolster health back from what I wanted before. Perfect. These units in the bag. And the event is discarded. Perfect. So just taking a look here, I've got 2 weeks left now. I marked a week for that fight already. I think. Yes. Even so, just in case I didn't, there it is. But I'm spectating all the way in now. I've got my tactics I want. I've got the gladiators I want. It's time to go for the Scion, and all I needed was a week to do that. So, taking a look at the map, we've got 1, 2, 3 spectates. I'm just going to go ahead and do that. So that means 3 Scion influence. So another Scion chip in the bag. Alright, I'm now in Vesuvius at the Primus. This is the main event, folks. Here we go. We've got the Vesuvius map. Remember this one from Act 3. I believe I played one on there. So now, time to bring back the Vesuvius arena rules. I'm going to put that there for now. And my Scion is Tautier. So both of these are in effect for this arena. Alright. So I'm just going to let you probably freeze frame and take a read of this. But the notables are that only 3 gladiator challengers are permitted on the arena at the same time. So I can only have 3 units of my own at any given time. So that's going to be my challenging part for the Scion. This unit, pretty involved. I'll kind of let you have that memorized, and I'll dive in, and we'll go ahead and see how it goes. So I'm going to arrange my units to see what units I have for, my spectates for heals. Here we go. Alright, so defenders, archers, 2 attackers, 3 attackers, 1 tactician. Okay. So Tautier says, the text on the bottom is the most important. Before combat, empty the bag, and the remaining 3 defeated enemy Primus ships are added. So I'm emptying that bag. So now the 3 remaining. So here's Tautier's chip. So Stygiana, Virago, and Sea Strider. I will be playing against them as Primuses, but they are also to be treated as non-elite for purposes of playing tactics and whatnot. So I will be able to, I'll have a chance to stun one of them. So that's important. So these are added to the bag. And again, this is just Tautier specific rules. Other Primuses may have you do use the Vesuvian chips or use the chips in the bag. They will also maybe have or be impacted by the number of beings that are in your bag, and that's very important too. So there are certain Scions that you absolutely don't want to skirt all the way in or to spectate all the way in, because those added Primuses negatively impact your final fight. Alright, so I'm leaving that there. Tau TA starts with 12 HP. That is a lot. There it is. 12. First turn, deploy right there. And my turn. I'm not going to play my hero first. I do get 9 gladiators that I can use for this fight. So this is pretty much my entire leadership that I'm going to be using for this fight. So I really need to have an idea of what I have. I like to open with absolutely the Magma Rager. So I'm thinking about the Blasphemous skill, which adds a black attack die when an opposing elite is in play. So this will absolutely help. Now I cannot target Tau TA until the Primuses are defeated. Yes. So yes, okay. My turn is over. Start with them. So now all the attack dice that I have to use for them are listed at the top. 2 black, 2 green, there's 4 blue, 2 yellow, and a red. Here we go. So now we roll all of these dice for the Scion. And then we'll see what the Scion does. And there's a number of steps for the Scion. So right now the Scion, here we go, it has a movement. And then I'm just going to arrange these here. So we arrange it like that. Then we bring the Scion card back so we can kind of talk about what we're looking at here. Alright. So, first thing it does is it immediately moves 1 hex. And it moves towards its Primuses if there's Primuses in play. And the reason why is Tau TA acts as a defensive unit. However, coming all the way down to here, it will still move towards the closest, strongest gladiator. So in this case, it's moving there. So if it had 2 green dice hits, then it would move 1, 2. And then now, looking at the black dice, so if it was adjacent to a unit, again, its attack range is 1 as shown there, it would actually do 2 damage. The blue dice are important, so on 2 hits, draw and deploy a unit from the bag if possible, and that unit deploys with 4 HP. And then finally we have, this adds the number of HP to all adjacent Primuses. So again, this unit plays very defensively as a supporting role for its Primuses. One thing to note is the idea is that this unit can only be attacked if there are no Primuses in play. So whether they're if they're not out yet or if they are defeated already. So I will have a chance to whittle it down a little bit before it gets its Primus out. My turn. Here we go. Let me do a Shale Lurker. I'll put it there. Again, the Blasphemous skill is so important. I'm moving my Magma Rager there. Here we go. So now it's time to attack. And we have a lot of dice we can roll already. So black, blue. And I get a plus black for the Blasphemous skill. I'm just going to check to make sure it's a black die. Absolutely. And then this one gets a red and a black. Perfect. So again, they're going to attack Tau TA. 1, 2, 3. And then this unit. 1, 2. Already I took down half of it. Half. This is going to be interesting. Yes. Okay, Tau TA's turn. Here we go. Oh no. Okay, so here we go. Whoops, sorry. Here we go. This is important. Okay. So the 2 movement, it moves towards its closest Primus, etc., etc., and then it won't move because it's adjacent to that unit. 2 damage. 1, 2. Now it's important to note that that damage is not basic attack damage. It's just damage by way of using it as a sort of a skill. Okay, so now that it rolled 2 blue H's, so now the fight gets interesting. It will deploy a Primus, and now I can't target it anymore until I've dealt with it. Sea Strider with confidence and absorb. That absorbed. Okay, so deploys with 4 HP, right? And it's to be treated as a non-elite. But again, it's got 2 black attack dice. It's an attacker. Confidence, absorb, all of that is on. And then the last step was it grants adjacent Primuses plus 1 HP. This can exceed their starting. Yeah, why did I give them red health? This can exceed their starting health, so I need to keep working on that Primus for sure. Alright, so now, all of a sudden, my attention's going to be shifting to Sea Strider. And what's more is, I can't attack Tau TA while it's in play. And perhaps the most interesting decision of all is Tau TA's Intercept Blow talent. So, even if I got Sea Strider down to 1, when I attack it, Tau TA will take the hit, for better or for worse. So that's an interesting way of damaging Tau TA indirectly. But again, only doing 1 damage at a time. That's Sea Strider. Cestus. Let's do this. So I like the hurl. I think I'm going to be able to try and create some separation between Tau TA and the Sea Strider. Let's see if that works out. Magma Rager will be able to move up there. I have to keep attacking Sea Strider. Cestus just came out. Can't move. Okay, here we go. So, Magma Rager, Sea Strider. Here we go. And again, it's only for 1 damage because of the absorb. And for 1. So I'm working him down. He's down to 3. He was deployed with 4. Tau TA gave it 1. Now it's down to 3 already. But it's going to take a while to get there. Wow. Okay. Tau TA's turn. So, we roll all of them. Okay. I'm going to slide that over there. So, movement. Tau TA doesn't move. It's already adjacent to this unit and then this unit. We have damage. That hurts. So, this unit is gone. My Magma Rager. Now, it looks like it just deployed another Primus. Virago comes out. And it's just going to get worse. Virago there. And this one hit, which means they each get plus 1 HP. Boom. So now I have 2 Primuses to deal with, and Tau TA. And frankly, Tau TA is on the wrong side of the Primuses. I want the Primuses in front. Anyways, okay, so now this unit was just deployed. It can attack first turn it comes out, but not in range. Sea Strider will take its turn after Tau TA. So it'll be the Primus, the Scion first, and then the units after, in my choice of turn order. But Sea Strider is the only one that can move. It's going to move here because it goes for the closest, strongest gladiator. It will attack. Confidence is not a bonus this time, but unfortunately 2 black attack dice. So it hits with both. That unit is down now. Wow. These Scion fights are unbelievable. I like the Archer. I could quick plink. This could be interesting. We could keep... Okay. Or dig in, or... I like that. The Fury Aura is huge. The Fury Aura is amazing against that unit. I'm tempted. I could really get that Sea Strider. Okay, I got a plan. Cataphract. I'm giving it 3 HP. I'm going to deploy it way over here. Bolster health. I'm actually going to give it to my hurling unit because I don't know. But I want to be able to hurl for a couple more turns, so I'm doing that. Alright. So now it's movement. So I think the first goal really is to create that separation. Hurl. I like it. And then Cestus will attack Sea Strider for 1. There we go. Now with that separation done, the Tautier can't give it any HP, but I still need to make sure that it doesn't roll the 2 green dice. I might have been better to deploy Cataphract here and then hurl Cestus here instead. But I didn't do that, so that's a bummer. That might cost me. Here we go. Now it's on Tautier's turn. It moves. This is not good. Okay. Okay. 2 movement. It moves towards its weakest Primus, so that's the Sea Strider. I suppose the good news is it's no longer adjacent to Virago, so Virago won't be getting that HP. 1 damage. And then it deploys its final Primus. So this is real. Okay, so everything's on the board now. And then now 1 HP to Sea Strider, back to 4 again. Okay. Virago, Sea Strider. 1 movement. Sea Strider will not move. Virago will attack Cestus for 1. Sea Strider will attack. Actually, my choice, because, and they are attackers, so I will be able to retaliate. So that's good. Speaking of retaliate, Cestus attacked that, so it should have retaliated the earlier turn. Yes. Sea Strider will attack Cestus then. Ouch. That might have just... That might have done it for me. Okay. That's a bummer. Alright. Processing that. My turn. Crossbowman. Stun. Sea Strider. Crossbowman. We got to take 1 unit down, right? But it's Tautier that will be whittled down. So this should be interesting. I might go the route of trying to attack Sea Strider, taking down Tautier. But I do like... Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Why don't I just stun Sea Strider? And I'm going to ignore him. Crossbowman out. Here. Okay. Movement. Now, Furior for 1. So Cataphract will attack Virago. Now, the Quick Strike. No. up here for your so because deflect means it can only attack that unit, I can only attack that unit once per turn. So I'm relying on the D again, and Cataphract is going to have to attack Stygiana. I think that's the best play. So the quick strike already will do. Cataphract to Stygiana for 0. Okay. Crossbowman to Virago for 1. No. That was less than ideal. Okay. Their turn. This is going to hurt. I had hoped to really cripple those 2 Primuses. Alright, so Tau TA will move towards its weakest. So it actually moves here. Attack for 2. The blue doesn't do anything anymore because the Primuses are all out. The heal, the 2 health, 2 Virago does though. And now these units move. So Stygiana will make its way to me. Virago can reach and will attack. Ouch. So I think that I didn't give myself time to set up. Stuns run its course. I may have to defender. And a non-defender would be defeated. Okay. I'm looking at Bing Sheng. Unfortunately, I've been missing too many dice, and they've hit a few extra than I was prepared to have. So I think the goal now is really to focus on Stygiana. Let's see if I can get lucky and take down Stygiana this turn. At least that would help. So, Crossbowman with a D again bonus. And then quick strike happens. So, yeah. And then when I attack with this unit, quick strike again. So if I land with both of these, we've successfully taken out Stygiana. Here we go. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'll take that. 1 down. 1 down. And remember, if Tau TA was adjacent to Stygiana, it would have intercepted, and it would have reduced its HP from 7 to 5, which may have also been an interesting strategy, but now it's time to get hurt. So I don't think I can recover from this still. Tau TA will move towards its weakest Primus. That's interesting. So the damage, the 2 damage, won't impact me because it's no longer adjacent to me. The blue dice don't matter. 2 HP to Sea Strider. Now it's the movement. Sea Strider moves in. Virago. So Virago will attack first to this archer. That way I can keep my crossbowman alive 1 more turn. Sea Strider's no longer in range. Okay. I'm down to 3 units left to play, including my hero. Defenders are very important. The dodge on the Meteor Fighter is certainly interesting. It doesn't have any effect on Tau TA, but against the Sea Strider, that's amazing. Only 2 HP. I want to keep my crossbowman alive. And to do that, let's do the reptilian. Here. Alright, crossbowman will attack. Let's dig in. just one. And by the way, sorry. So with the quick strike, maybe I'd be attacking Sea Strider instead. The quick strike would defeat me. I didn't see that at first. But it doesn't really help me. 5 and 5, okay. I need to get my Bing Sheng out and start moving some stuff around here. Okay. Tautier. Bring it. So one movement. And it does move in here, unfortunately, and 2 damage. Ouch. So not only is Tautier positioned well, it also gives each of its adjacent units 3 HP. So I think that's pretty much going to do it for me, sadly. Virago and Sea Strider both have turns. So, 1, 2, and the Reptilian. The Sea Strider will attack the Reptilian. Down just like that. So I don't think I'll be able to catch up now. What I really needed to do was focus on my firepower on the unit. The Sea Strider is definitely an interesting one with the Absorb. So let's see here. Let's get Bing Sheng in play. Perfect. Okay. Crossbowman will attack. Let's say Sea Strider for 2. -1 for Absorb. Tautier. 1 movement, but it actually... So with this unit being... So it doesn't move because this is its weakest. 1 damage and 1 HP. Okay. But then now I have to deal with Virago and the Sea Strider. So Virago, being that it attacks the strongest, okay. So here we go. And Sea Strider. Ouch. Okay, that's already got me down to 6 HP. Yeah. I now have 1 more defender. This is my final unit. I'm going to put that there. The swap I really like. Bing Sheng now can do the hurl, so we can create some separation. Virago is my biggest concern, I think, at the moment. So let's try something interesting. I'm going to leave the crossbowman. I don't want to move the crossbowman. Sea Strider. Yeah. Move. Hurl. Here we go. So the crossbowman will attack Sea Strider. We're going to whittle that one down a little bit because of the Absorb. Bing Sheng. Now it's time to get a big hit. Let's try this. With Quick Strike, though, I'm down 1 already. And just 2. Bing Sheng's down to 6 now. Yeah, this isn't going to work. My plan is, I got caught between trying to have Tautier defend and then not. Their turn. Here we go. Movement 1. And then 2 damage. 1 HP to Virago. Yeah. Yeah. Ouch. So Virago will attack. It actually attacks this one. Strongest Gladiator. I wanted to go there. Oh, it stays. It's adjacent to its strongest Gladiator. That's interesting. Virago has to attack the defender, though. So here we go. So Bing Shing's down to 2. So this is going to be really, I'm done. I'm pretty much done. But I think it was closer than it looked, for sure. Definitely. Now I'm done deploying units. I'm out of tactics. I've kept an eye on my shell formation. In fact, yeah. Okay. Movement. Yeah. By the way, the shell formation. When a defender is deployed adjacent to an allied defender, but Narcom didn't get deployed adjacent to Bing Shing. I should have possibly done that. Okay, here we go. Bing Shing's gonna move. Hurl. Narcom. I don't know. Let's do a swap there. No swap. Crossbowman stays put. Here we go. My last gasp effort. 1 from that. And Bing Shing will attack Virago. We need a big one. Let's see if we can get all 4. 3. Finally, now I have a decent hit. Back down to 4 where it started. And Narcom will attack. But it has the quick. Deflect means it can only be attacked once per turn. So Narcom will do 1 on that unit. Gotta work on that absorb, right? Perfect. So now, finally, I got these back down to pretty much where they started, but I think it was too little, too late. Very, very close. Okay, Tau TA. Here's all the dice. No movement. That's great. So now it can't attack, it can't heal. Just like that. Tau TA is done. That was what I was hoping for. A little bit more often than just the 1. However, now we've got to deal with this. Virago will attack Narcom. Primus attacks closest, strongest. Here we go. 1. Sea Strider will go. Now, if the Sea Strider is outnumbered, confidence kicks in. It's still not outnumbered. It's 3v3, only 1. So now my Narcom is down to 2 HP. This is really getting down to the wire here, but I need like 5 more HP on Bing Shing to make this happen. Alright, I'm leaving all my units in place. I just realized also that I need 1 more HP to take down Virago because of the quick strike. That quick strike is so good. I need to be able to take 1 hit before I can attack. So essentially I would be coming down here to try and take down Sea Strider. Here we go. Crossbowman for 1. Narcom for 1. And Bing Shing. All 4 dice. But it'll still just be 1. Narcom is down to 2 HP. So again, you can see how creating the separation with the hurl was so important. I probably used the stun too early as well. So now I'm really making tremendous progress, but it should be over, unless I get lucky. So Tau TA moves 1, and it will move towards its weakest. 1 damage. Because Bing Shing is a defender, Bing Shing takes the hit, and that's it. So that was the final fight, the Scion fight. One thing I will note is I've got Bing Shing's build here, and I'm going to record all of the units that I've got with Bing Shing on the back side of my sheet, the whole lineup. And I am absolutely going to be trying out Bing Shing along with the 2 tactics I had, and all of these units are going to be recorded, and I'm going to be taking them over to the remastered box, and I'm going to try this against any of the bosses, against all of the the Titans that we have. So this is that compatibility piece. In addition to that LTA fight, I almost want to redo it again with Bing Shing, or I could take those champions and the rosters that they have, bring them over here, and give this fight a chance with other champions and see what works. So, anyways, wow. And you guys, where are we at for funding here? What? 894,000? It feels like just recently we were at 875, and now we're getting very close to unlocking that 8th hero. I'm so excited. You guys, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for the, successful campaign, and I'm super excited to get this game done and into your hands. And I will definitely be making more and more videos as we continue to develop the game and playtest. So, thank you, and Adam out.